The president wakes up this morning to an approval rating that has dropped significantly within the last month. According to a Fox News poll, 43% of voters approve of the job the president is doing, down 5 points from last month. 51% disapprove of the job Trump is doing, an increase of 4 points from nearly 1 month ago. On health care, just 35% approve of the president's handling of this issue, while 55% disapprove. Mark Halperin, dig into the numbers here.
Well, I mean, polling right now is a little bit volatile. There's certainly the problem Republicans have is they agree that they want to repeal the Affordable Care Act. That's not an overwhelmingly popular view nationally, but it certainly is with the Republican base, and they promised to do it. The problem is there's not a lot of agreement on what they should replace it with, and it divides the Republican Party nationally and in Congress. Yesterday, the president in a rally in Nashville, he talked a lot about all the things he thought was wrong with the Affordable Care Act, how essential it was that Republicans live up to their promise to repeal it, but very little about what it's going to be replaced with. And if you look at the polling on different provisions, it's clear that what they're trying to replace it with, many of the major provisions are not overwhelmingly popular. They're going to require both a big sell job, and even if the sell job's perfect, some political risk. Paul Ryan and others are willing to take that risk, but those poll numbers are in some ways daunting and certainly not a help to trying to rally the party and taking this big risk together.
So another thing that might not help is accusing your predecessor of being a felon. It's been 12 days since President Trump did that. I don't think that's a good thing. I think people might actually be a little turned off.
Well, I mean, that's obviously he's going to have to pay a price one way or another on that over the next 10 days, largely dependent on when Director Comey sits down in a public hearing on Monday and talks about what the FBI knows, perhaps, and tells the committee what they know. But the bottom line yesterday, Mark, is kind of instructive for people in the news business, because the President of the United States, no matter what those numbers show, when he goes to his base in Nashville, Tennessee, I mean, he's not losing much support in the people who put him in office.
No, and I talked to some of the voters there before the event started. It was late starting because there were not nearly enough mags to get people into the building, and they didn't want to start without trying to load the room up more. A lot of people came up to me, including some I'd met during the campaign when he campaigned there previously, who said, we don't love everything about him. We know he's a flawed guy, but this is the change we voted for. And he did his greatest hits on immigration, on trade, on manufacturing. People love that. Again, he did talk about health care, but it didn't get nearly the reception it did as when he attacked the media, when he attacked the judge who ruled in Hawaii. So health care is front and center now, and all these things, like wiretapping allegations, like trade, immigration, all these other fights are sapping some of the attention away from what needs to be the focus right now, which is this health care bill is really imperiled.
Okay.
John, so if you